Happy New Year. That's it. 2021 is done forever, for all eternity, unless there are numerous multiverses where reality is playing out again and again and again. I think it's more likely, however, that this is a tiny fragment of all potential realities. It might be unique in many, many, many ways, but we have to get to that ulterior source from which reality comes from, the ideological space that spawns religions and spiritual templates, myths, and the glory of man and womankind together, marching forward in 2022. Have you got tickets for my 2022 tour yet? I'm going to be performing all over the UK between January and May this year now. I'm in Nottingham, I'm in Liverpool, I'm in Glasgow, I'm in Edinburgh, I'm in Bristol, I'm all over the place. Plymouth, Margate, at the beginning of the year in particular. Come see me at Hammersmith in London. Later in the year, Brixton in London. Loads and loads of shows. Blackpool, I'm wearing the colours of Blackpool right now, right? And also Hull, where I'm also performing. Come see me, get your tickets. Did you enter the competition to win a pair? Did you see the hidden item in the woodpile? The toucan? Did you? Did you win? Did you get your tickets? I hope you did. Make sure you're keeping up my podcasts and YouTube on Under the Skin. There's been all sorts of fantastic guests: Sarah Chase, Jordan Peterson, Brad Evans, John Barnes, loads of people. And have you been meditating on Above the Noise? Every week I do a guided meditation to keep you chilled. Also though, we're doing a Christmas reading challenge. Have you emailed me to tell me how you're getting on with it? Hello, Russell Brand. Let's read a little bit from 1984, see what we can learn from it. The principles, this is from the appendix. Newspeak was this is good when when you think about fake news, propaganda, mainstream media and stuff. Newspeak was the official language of Oceania and had been devised to meet the ideological needs of INGSOC, or English socialism. So is it INGSOC? In the year 1984, there was not as yet anyone who used Newspeak as his sole means of communication, either in speech or writing. The leading articles in the Times were written in this, but it was a tour de force which could only be carried out by a specialist. It was expected that Newspeak would have finally superseded Old Speak, or Standard English, as we should call it, by the year 2050. Meanwhile, it gained ground steadily. All party members tended to use Newspeak words and grammatical instructions more and more in their everyday speech. The version in use in 1984 and embodied in the 9th and 10th editions of the Newspeak Dictionary was a provisional one and contained many superfluous words and archaic formations which were due to be suppressed later. It is with the final perfected version, as embodied in the 11th edition of the dictionary, that we are concerned here. The purpose of Newspeak was not only to provide a medium of expression for the worldview and mental habits proper to the devotees of INGSOC, or INGSOC, but to make all other modes of thought impossible. Wow, isn't that interesting when you think about some of the language wars and the cultural wars that have been ongoing, that if we can control language, we can control the intellectual territories which it's permissible to enter. Making language a minefield is an interesting experiment in social control. Orwell was prophetic. Though famously atheist, he was plainly operating on a kind of Jungian channel of deep archetypal truth, able to render projections and conjecture about how society might end up if it continued along the lines it was going. And as people consistently point out, it was more of a totalitarian version of dystopia that Orwell was interested in, and we've had this uniquely individualistic and peculiar version of dystopia constructed where all of us don't have to be forced to sit in front of a screen, but where we voluntarily carry that screen on us about our person. We'll continue to discuss 1984. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what important themes you think I've missed. Let me know which parts of society you think are most redolent with the images and ideas that Orwell espouses. What about your New Year's resolutions? Do you do such a thing? Do you mark it? Do you acknowledge it? Do you think it is a new year really? Or do you think it's just some sort of numerical twitch or glitch that you don't care about? What am I going to do? I'm going to do more ice. I'm going to do more breathing. I'm going to do more jiu-jitsu. I'm going to do more being a better father. I'm going to do more being a better husband. I'm going to do more sacrifice. That's what I'm going to do every single year. In a way, whether or not the Earth's gone around the sun, one time since last time it was called January the 1st is not particularly significant. What's important to me is remaining connected and being aware that as the cosmos moves in these spherical, spiraling movements, so do the invisible ulterior networks within my own consciousness, within my own neurology. We must find some corollary between external and internal movements if we are to awaken together. That's my New Year's resolution. What about you? I think that's everything. Next week's mailing list will be a proper one. So the main things: sign up to Luminary, stay on the mailing list, Keep reading 1984. Let me know what other books you'd like to read. What are your New Year's intentions and resolutions? Next week we'll be back to answering questions. How did you find this festive period? Are you okay? Did you cope with it all right? Are you feeling all right in this crazy world? Do you feel connected? Remember to watch my Awakening side channel content, my YouTube content. You never need to feel that I'm more than a moment away. We are here together dealing with all this. I love you. Stay free.